What's up, guys? It's your boy Blurry B. We're back at it again with another fade. Today we're gonna be doing a low fade on him, and we're gonna create that first little ball line right here for the low fade. Pretty much is just self-explanatory. Right here, you just kind of like make it really low, kind of like if you were doing like an edge up around the whole head. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a little bit because it's just a little bit of a baldness right there, because it is a low fade. So you're not gonna take too much off of it. So you're just gonna bald it out right there. And then come back with the shaver to give it a 00 look right there to get it nice and bald. Yeah, just gonna kind of tap at that line coming down with it so you don't create a hard bald line. And then you're gonna start off the fade with the clipper all the way open and just kind of go a quarter away and just start closing it slowly until it's all the way closed. Yeah, there goes that first guideline right there. We're gonna go about an inch of a way, and then we're gonna start off with the clipper all the way open, and then we're gonna slowly close it to blend out that bottom line. Give it a couple passes, and I'm just gonna start closing it a quarter of a way to start blending out that bottom line. I'm gonna kind of pull the skin a little bit to help you out, so you know, because there are dips in the head, so you gotta kind of pull so you guys don't have that problem. And then close it halfway right here, and the line's pretty much fading out almost all the way. You want to give it a couple passes right there just to make sure you didn't miss any little hairs. And then I'm gonna close it 3/4 of the way, and the line's pretty much almost all the way out now. And I'm gonna close it up all the way right here, guys, and that line should be blended almost all the way out. You might have a little bit of a faint line left there, but we're just gonna come back and detail it. Okay, we're gonna come back in detail, do a little cleanup work on it right there on that bottom line. We're just gonna go with the trimmer and just kind of go with that corner of the blade and just kind of attack little areas that we might see, little dark spots in the line right there. And this is just pretty much gonna clear it up just to give it a smoother blend into it, so you don't have like a harsh line or anything. And this is just pretty much like, you know, just doing cleanup work, you know, just a little detail work. See how it's kind of a little bit of a harsh right there? I don't know if you guys see that, like right there on the corner of the edge. All right, we're gonna come back with the next guideline, and we're gonna go with the half and the same thing, an inch of a way, and then we're just gonna be working with the clipper all the way open, and then we're gonna start closing it a quarter of the way. Right there, I'm gonna close it a quarter of the way, and just kind of close it slowly as I go. I'm just fading in the beard, but yeah, it's a quarter of the way closed now, and we're just starting to work on that bottom line. I'm gonna close it halfway now. And just kind of just work at that bottom line. Now we're gonna close it 3/4 of the way, and the line's pretty much almost all the way blended out. It's just a little bit of a faint line almost right there. Now I'm gonna close it up all the way and just detail that bottom line right there. And the line should be almost all the way blended out. I might have to come back and just detail a little bit with the clipper with no guard. Just, you know, just do a little cleanup work and touch up. Yeah, we're just gonna come back and use the corners of the blade and just kind of just touch up that half line just to give it a little bit of smoother transition into there. It's just pretty much just cleanup work, guys. It's just pretty much like stuff that you'll see, like little dark spots here and there. You'll get into the habit of just kind of like going back to your work and kind of just, you know, touching it up. And right there, I just closed it up a quarter of the way, just, you know, kind of just detail a little bit more because there are like areas that are a little bit darker. But usually when you're doing cleanup work, when I get to the half and I'm just gonna detail it with a no guard, I'll just go like a quarter of the way or like half at most. Now I'm just gonna I'm just fading in the beard. Now we're just gonna go with the one and the same thing all the way open and an inch of a way to create that guideline, and then we're just gonna slowly start closing up the slowly start closing up the clipper a quarter of the way. See right there, I closed it a quarter of the way and just starting to blend it in. Now I'm gonna close it up halfway, just getting detailing it right there. My bad, guys. I'll cover up the fade a little bit right there. Now I'm gonna close it up 3/4 of the way. Now I'm gonna come back with the half and just detail it with a quarter of the way. I didn't close the one all the way because I kind of want to leave it a little bit dark. So pretty much I'm just gonna come back and detail it with the half, a quarter of the way, and I'm just gonna close it up about halfway. Just detail a little bit more. Now halfway, 3/4 of the way. See how I just kind of want to give it a darker look right there. That's why I didn't close it all the way with the one, because I could have just came back and detailed with the half. Now we're gonna go with the 1.5, and now the blend's starting to come along. See how it's looking nice and smooth? Same thing, we're an inch of away, and then start with the clipper all the way open. Now I'm gonna go a quarter of the way, start closing up the clipper slowly to blend out that line. Now I'm gonna close it halfway, 3/4 of the way, and just kind of just detail it a little bit more. Yeah, it's coming along, guys. Looking real smooth. Now we're gonna come with the one and just detail it with a quarter of the way, and just kind of just touch up that 1.5 line right there that it left. This is just to keep the blend look a little dark. It's a low fade, So you got to kind of have that transition a little bit darker. And I closed it up halfway right there, guys. Now I'm gonna close it 3/4 of the way, and we're just detailing right there. See how it's like dark? See how it's dark, but the blend is real smooth. Now we're gonna go with the 2 and just kind of blend in that darkness right there, because we don't have like a hard like mushroom top kind of look right there. So we're gonna kind of just go with the 2 and just start closing it a quarter of the way, and just kind of fade into that top of the hair, because you don't want nothing off the top. So pretty much we're just gonna have to trim on the sides right there, so where like it looks pretty blended in. And I like to go sideways right there. This is just so I don't create like another line right there, because see how it's like kind of blending in a little bit smoother. And this is just pretty much what I do to kind of have a smoother blend right there. Once you get into like that top hair, you kind of just want to go sideways, so that like doesn't create like a hard line. You don't go into it, kind of just like cuts every other hair. And we're just detailing here with the 1.5, and the clipper is like a quarter of the way closed. And I'm gonna close it up probably maybe like halfway right here. And this is just cleanup work right here, guys. I'm gonna close it 3/4 of the way, and just kind of using the corners and just detailing it. Yeah, it's coming along. I'm gonna come with the half and then just detail that little line right there, just to kind of like make the fade pop out a little bit more. And I'm gonna close it halfway right here, and just using the corner, guys. See how it's kind of like standing out a little bit more. This is just the cleanup work that I come back and do. This is, and with the one, same thing. We're gonna do the same thing, a quarter of the way, and just kind of close it up about halfway. Dust them off. I'm going to come out with the edge up and give them edge them up real nice. Usually when I do the edge ups, I don't really like to go at it too hard. You know what I'm saying? See how I'm just kind of like just tapping it and going it. I feel like this is the easier. I feel like it's easier for me to do it like this than to like mark it really hard. Cause kind of just this is kind of just kind of like setting my guideline. I kind of just tap it as I go, and then that way you don't create like a hard line right there. My bad, guys, that I'm covering up the camera. You can't really see this part right here, but pretty much I was just lining up the beard right there. It wasn't nothing too much, Nothing y'all were really missing right here. Just bear with me. And right here we're just doing cleanup work with the trimmer, just tapping little dark spots right there. Just make it look nice. Dust them off some more. And You know, I seen a little dark spot right there, so I'm just gonna come back with the one and just touch it up in little areas. Now here goes the end of the fade, guys. This is what it looked like. This is what it came out to be. Hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys picked any tips or anything. And like always, like, comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And we're out. It's your boy Blurry B.